Hello. So, I don't remember if I made a video yesterday. If not, apologies because I completely forgot. But today, I have many things to tell you, and none of those things are of value. Okay. Let's try to condense this into something that's useful for you. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday is Saturday. Did qigong, played tennis. Yeah, I didn't do anything useful yesterday either. I mean, just to keep my health, but that's about it. I guess we could talk about that. I've been trying to reform my idea of what motivates me to become more physically fit. I mean, as far as research will tell you, it's really being able to burn the amount of calories necessary for the target body weight that you're going for. So I think the rule is 1 calorie per kilogram per hour. Something like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. So like any kind of calorie that you intake, food-wise, that adds up to the total that you have to burn out for the end of the day. So like naturally your body uses calories just to sustain itself. So that's like the baseline to maintain your weight. If you want to increase your weight, you eat more calories. If you want to decrease your weight, you eat less. And to lose weight, you can either eat less calories or do more exercises, which uses more calories, or both. And I need to blow my nose. Anyways, yeah, that's basically how it works, and pretty much all diet plans are based around that idea. It's like, yeah, they have, you talk about different kinds of nutrients or reducing carbs and things like that, but at the end of the day, all of those have an effect simply because you're consuming less calories than you need to maintain your current body weight. That's the basic science of it. And admittedly, there is a thing where I'm not sure what you call it, but is where your ability to burn calories normally is reduced or even increased. So I guess that's what the other kinds of diets try to aim for, even specific exercises. But at the end of the day, it's better to just fix the baseline. But in doing that, specifically when you're trying to restrict yourself to a specific diet, there is there's the moment where you have to keep your discipline on not to eat anymore. But when that happens and you remind yourself that you have to keep that discipline and do your best not to eat anything, subconsciously what that's doing to you is that you're reminding yourself that I should not eat this because I am fat. And depending on the kind of person you are, that can be really motivating, or at the same time that can be motivating too, but also lowering your self-esteem. As in, your self-esteem is lowered and you're motivated to try to change that. So I mean it works, but you're fighting two kinds of battles. One, facing your body's hunger, and the other, the constant reminder that you're not where you want to be with yourself. And in my opinion, there's not really a need to do that, because if you take the other approach, say you become more exercise centric, what that does is that when you I know this is really stuffed up. When you're more exercise centric, it means that you place a priority on the kind of activity that you do. And if you look at it at the end of the day, all the cravings that you have food are directly proportionate to the kind of activity you have. I mean, yeah, there's a transition phase, but going from a sedimentary lifestyle to one that is a lot more active, the natural cravings the body has is completely different. And there's really no need to train that part as long as you commit to changing your lifestyle activity-wise. So like what I've been doing is, I think I already told you in the past videos, what I've been doing is setting a goal for how many reps of certain exercises I want to do by the end of the week in total. And doing that lets me not have to schedule a specific time or place where I have to do my workouts, but instead I do it only when I feel strong. And excuse me. What I found is that when you only do exercise when you feel strong, the exercise is kind of like a way to prove yourself that your sense of strength is real. Yeah, it's proving to yourself that what you think you can do, you can actually do it. And when you only do exercise when you're strong, after you successfully complete it, you feel really empowered, even though it's really a small amount every time. But, not to waste that impulse where you feel strong throughout however small time frames they may be throughout the day, but really to take advantage of those and prove to yourself that what you're thinking is actually true. So taking that approach combined with the idea of not limiting yourself on what you eat, simply to just say to yourself, I'm gonna eat whatever I want and however much I want. That really allows the physiology to actually change in the way that it's supposed to. Whatever you crave is directly proportionate to the activity that you have. I mean, food, after all, is fuel. And if the body doesn't feel that it's being fueled correctly for the activity that you're demanding it to go through, then it simply won't crave for that food anymore, and will go for something else that will actually be helpful. It's instinctive. So there's really not any necessity to go into that much detail on what you should do or you should not do. I guess you could call it taking more of a caveman approach. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing that for what? It's been... this is my 3rd week. But yeah, I've been noting some drastic improvements on my workout goals, and as well as the change of diet. I didn't have to force anything, but now I am eating quite a bit healthier because I actually want to, not because I'm forcing myself to. And to me, that just proves to myself that what I'm saying right now works. But I don't know, I guess you should try it too and tell me how it works. Let's see. I guess this comes down to that phrase of how you do anything is how you do everything. Yeah. How you do anything is how you do everything. It really means that whatever you do throughout your day, no matter how different your activities are, no matter how unrelated one thing may be, from washing the dishes to how you close a deal. No matter how distinct they are, they all have one common point, and that it's you that's doing it. And however you do things, no matter how simple they may be, they always have your attitude behind it. And that attitude, if your attitude doesn't work for the things that you're trying to accomplish, that's not so much that you have to focus on doing something else, but rather changing your attitude, changing your mindset about really your outlook on how you do anything and everything. So I guess that's kind of where I'm talking about this mindset shift of not having to limit yourself on your food intake, but rather to let yourself be completely free and to set up a different standard for what it means for you to be active. And also, it's not like a thing of, I guess it could be, this like exercise regimen I'm doing is acting on my competitive side. I don't like to lose, not even to a chart. So if I know I'm backtracking on my progress, then I just don't like that. Just seeing all those ticks right there that have been adding up, the next week I'm going really slow. I don't like that. And naturally I feel motivated to actually do more, because that's a new standard that I'm setting myself there every day. I see that in front of me. And third time's the charm. Yeah. For a competitive person like me, that actually works. In another case, yeah, whatever it takes to set up a different standard, and however you can keep your discipline to that. One is to be competitive about it. Is other, I put yourself in a surrounding where it's demanded of you to have a different kind of standard. Like the standards that you have for yourself when you work at home compared to when you're working in an office or some kind of public service that's completely different. The standard changes, and the more significant that becomes to your life, the more it starts to influence other things. And in this case, I pretty much stay at home all the time, so the environment doesn't really help me out that much. That's why I have like this chart to keep me competitive in that sense. And that, yeah, throughout the day, when you exercise only when you feel strong, that, I don't know what it does. It circulates the blood or whatever, but it does make you feel stronger throughout the entire day. I mean, the effect of it. And yeah, I mean, that starts to reflect in about everything else that you do. When you come from a strong framework, then you're more confident in doing just about anything that you want, to actually pursue something that you want, to have more, conviction on what it is that you're currently doing. And yeah, I mean, confidence comes from competence. I'm pretty sure you heard that before. Confidence comes from competence. The more competent that you become, the easier it is to become confident. Again, this is just a mindset thing, but setting yourself up for success in that sense really helps you out in just about everything. I mean, it goes beyond what your immediate goal is. It starts to affect you in everything else, even in ways that you hadn't imagined before, because you're working at it at a different level, rather than just something here at the surface that you're trying to fix. So yeah, I guess that's been the gradual progress that I've been having. And I guess it's also that since you're working from a deeper level, there's a lot more ground to cover, so it can take more time to change things. At the end of the day, it's just a whole lot more effective, because when you start to change that fundamental level from the way that you think, the behavior that you have, whenever the opportunity comes where you could be tempted to do something else, you already have such a strong framework of this mindset that risk of doing something else is no risk at all, because you definitely won't do it. It's just not how you are. It's kind of like the thing where we have smokers and non-smokers. Particularly the non-smoker, they don't smoke simply because they don't want to, and because, well, I mean, they don't smoke. A person who does smoke feels the need to smoke, and they want to smoke because they like to smoke. And if they ever want to stop smoking, they can't. If they continue to try stop smoking, they'll always be the smoker who is trying to stop smoking. But if they actually want to stop smoking, they can't work at that level. They have to go deeper than that and become a non-smoker, become the person who is a non-smoker. I won't get into that. That's a rough example, but that's what I'm getting at. And it does take time, but it puts you in such a stronger framework that it becomes really hard to deviate in whenever a sort of challenge comes up. So change your mindset. Don't just change the things that you are doing. Change who you are. Yes. Do that. As I will keep doing. Let's keep track of each other. Let me know in the comments below what you're planning to change about yourself and how that will affect your daily life. Do that. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.